Okay, so today we are going to do David Bowie and Ashes to Ashes. I have had trouble trying to upload David Bowie reactions with them being blocked. So if this goes up, I will be a little surprised. So anyway, let's go with this and talk about it after. Very bouncy.
Say it's true. They got a message from the action man. I'm happy, hope you're happy too. I've loved all I've needed love, saw the details fall away. The shrieking when nothing is given, just pictures of chap girls and synthesis. And I ain't got no money and I ain't got no hands. But I'm hoping to kick because glad it is glowing. Ashes to ash and funk to funk it. We know Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high, hitting an all-time low. I'm stuck with a valuable friend. I'm happy, hope you're happy too. One flash of light, but no smoking pistol. I've never done good things. I've never done bad things. I never did anything out of the blue. Whoa. Ashes, funk to funk it. We know Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high, hitting an on-time road. My mama said to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom.
Okay, so David Bowie and Ashes to Ashes. I couldn't remember the title because I was just thinking of Major Tom and Space Oddity. But anyway, obviously, as I was reading, and I mean, as you can tell throughout the song, this is a kind of a sequel to Space Oddity. And yeah, I really like the plucking. I want to say, yeah, that's the word I want to use, is plucking of like the instruments anyway. I mean, the guitar, I guess, and I would say that there was a synthesizer there at the end at least, and I mean, the keyboards and such like that. And obviously, and I'm looking actually at the personnel here. And again, there's always a lot of personnel in a David Bowie song, which I never really knew about. But yeah, just looking here on synthesizer, Andy Clark, guitar, Carlos Alomar, backing vocals, Chris Porter, guitar, Chuck Hamner, and then we have backing vocals, David Bowie, percussion, Dennis Davis, bass guitar, George Murray, backing vocals, Lynn Maitland, and then we go on, piano, Roy Bittan, and backing vocals as well, Tony Visconti, and vocals, obviously, David Bowie, and writer David Bowie. So yeah, again, so many artists on one song, and you really actually do get a feel that there is that many artists on the song because of just, I guess, the instrumentation just really does show that, and there's so many sounds coming through. And I really liked how there's kind of, I can't remember, it was kind of early in the song, but there was voices just, you know, coming through randomly and under, I guess, Bowie's vocals, and it just such a, I guess, hypnotic kind of a fashion. I guess Bowie's music has always been kind of hypnotic, I guess you could say, and yeah, just really like that part as well. And again, the plucking kind of feel of it all was just very nice. So anyway, I'm on Wikipedia here, and it says the lyrics revisit Bowie's Major Tom character from the 1969 Space Oddity and a darker theme, which I would say that this, yeah, would be, you know, more dark, especially with the lyrics of how it says Major Tom is a junkie, which I'm sure I'll get into a little bit down the road here. So it says, which he referenced once again in 1995 with Halo or Hello, Space Boy. The song's melody was sampled in a remix of his 2013 single Love Is Lost. The song's original title was People Are Turning to Gold. Well, would you look at that? Ashes to Ashes does have a better, I guess, just, I don't know, I guess Ashes to Ashes, it is kind of a saying, I guess, so yeah, it kind of works better, I would say. He said, and interviewed in 1980, Bowie described the song as very much a 1980s nursery rhyme. He said, I think 1980s nursery rhymes will have a lot to do with the 1880s and 1890s nursery rhymes, which are all rather horrid and had little boys with their ears being cut off and stuff like that. Years later, Bowie said that Ashes to Ashes, he was wrapping up the 70s really for himself, which seemed a good enough epitaph for it. And this did come out in 1980. And it says, All Music critic Dave Thompson described the track and its accompanying music video as very deliberate acknowledgement of the then burgeoning new romantic scene. It was ranked as the 5th best single of 1980 by NME magazine. So obviously it did very well, like many other Bowie tracks. And yeah, 1980, especially, I had to look at the date of this song when it came out and all that because of Bowie's vocals here. They sounded very deep, and that I just, when I heard that, it really just made me think of the diversity in his voice, just how he could, you know, scream and go tenor, I guess, and then also how he could, you know, kind of sound like he did near the end of his life or whatever, when he got older at least, and just the, I guess, like I said, the diversity in his vocals, and being able to go so deep, and then also, you know, go so high and kind of yell out loud, whatever, and yeah, just something that Bowie could do very well. And yeah, I like how the start of the song goes. I mean, do you remember a guy that's been in such an early song? I've heard a rumor from Ground Control. I mean, obviously already we're getting so many, you know, lyrics from the first song, Space Oddity, and then, oh no, don't say it's true. They got a message from the Action Man. I'm happy. I hope you're happy too. So there is an annotation through all this, and hold on. My internet connection sucks. But anyway, it says this line an irony due to its repetition in the second verse, referring to the miserable condition of an unwanted substance addiction. It's also ironic due to the lexical history of the phrase, I hope you're happy, and conversational English, which usually implies a certain bitterness. Yeah, and I mean, I guess the whole song, bitterness, is kind of a good little thing for the whole song. Like it says, it's kind of dark. I would say darker than Space Oddity in its sound, anyway. And then we go on. I'm not going to read every annotation because there's so many. I don't want this video to be so long. But anyway, with the chorus, ashes to ashes, funk to funky. And I also like how Bowie says funky. I don't know. I just like the word funky, I guess. It's one of my favorite words. There you go. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust is a phrase taken from the burial service of the Anglican Book of Common Prayer. Similar lines are found in Genesis and Exodus. I don't know how to say that. I'm not much into the Bible and all that. But anyway, it says this line varies slightly in each time it is sung, suggesting that Bowie didn't consider the exact words important. Indeed, the song's working title was People Are Turning to Gold. The final title was only settled at a late stage, which can happen to many musicians. And like I said, ashes to ashes just does sound better, you know. Anyway, it goes on, strung out in heaven's high, hitting an all-time low. So again, it's talking about Major Tom being a junkie, which was kind of, you know, I guess funny to hear. Just, I don't know, because I guess I didn't expect Bowie to just come out and say it, you know, Major Tom's a junkie. Anyway, it says, expanding the theory that Space Oddity, released about a decade earlier, was about drugs. Using the high-low contrast to demonstrate the extreme situation in which he finds himself, reaching heaven to experience his lowest point. My goodness. So we go on with the second verse. Time and again, I tell myself, I'll stay clean tonight, but the little green wheels are following me. Oh no, not again. So obviously here, I mean, Bowie's in a little bit of a situation. So with the annotation here, so Major Tom, Bowie, is having a lot of trouble staying clean, not doing cocaine. The little green wheels are rolled up dollar bills used to sniff cocaine. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense now. The wheels following him may refer to the offer of cocaine from friends and associates in spite of personal attempts to separate himself from the substance. So that really does remind me, especially with Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash documentary. I mean, you know, when you're trying to get off of drugs, you have so many friends. I mean, especially when you're such a big musician, you have a lot of, you know, bad friends that want to give you the pills, want to give you whatever drugs, and it's hard to say no, especially, you know, you feel kind of pressured. So I can imagine that it was hard. So yeah, anyway, with the outro here, it says, my mama said to get things done, you'd better not mess with Major Tom. And it repeats from there. So with that, the ending of the song here, with the last annotation I will read, I'm telling you, my internet has never been this bad. But anyway, like I said, the last annotation here, it says, in his 1980 NME interview, Bowie compared Ashes to Ashes to a nursery rhyme, as I said before, about spacemen becoming junkies, which is quite the picture. Anyway, the outro has a particularly strong similarity to one nursery rhyme. My mother said that I never should play with the gypsies in the wood. This transforms Major Tom from a heroic space explorer to nothing more than a boogeyman. And yeah, that's quite the ending for this tune. Really is quite the friggin' sequel to Space Oddity. And also it said, I don't remember where I saw it, but there was a part when talking about the song where I guess Bowie kind of got the idea from Buddy Holly, who did Peggy Sue, and then he did Peggy Sue Got Married. And yeah, so I just like that part as well, because I am a fan of Buddy Holly. And yeah, so rest in peace to Buddy Holly, and to, of course, David Bowie. And I do want to say one last thing about this whole song. It says also in the interview with NME, Bowie said, it is really an ode to childhood. If you like a popular nursery rhyme, it's about spacemen becoming junkies. He laughs. And I just, you know, that just shows, I mean, Bowie's humor. I always, you know, I was never a big fan of Bowie when he was alive. I mean, I never really listened to his music, but I did see a lot of his interviews. I don't know, I just, it was kind of another thing with other artists I like. with how I would only watch Marilyn Manson interviews. And then finally I got into his music, and that just reminds me of that occasion as well. But yeah, I liked seeing Bowie on like Conan, especially Conan, because I like Conan quite a bit, and Conan O'Brien, if you know, if you don't know. And yeah, I just, you know, he was always a funny guy, and you know, anyway, I guess that's all I can say. But anyway, I guess that's about it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. Really appreciate all of the support. And I hope you guys can see this. I hope it is uploaded. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon.